Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Kunzakal series, the Pannonian Avars series, here on Lord Mass channel, in which Khatun, Khatun, is still very much alive and well. She is what we would probably refer to her as the grand old woman of the Khaganate. So, so it's possible that she may live up to 90. But who knows? But what we do know is whenever her health starts to turn poor, she will know. So it's entirely possible that this is the... I mean, again, my old record of the longest live ruler I ever played lived up to 92. So can she get past 92? As long as she keeps having those health benefits, but we know everything is temporary. Such as that walking dog, which is set to expire. Invigorated with the huge boost is soon to expire, so I don't know. And as well as among other things that would like to keep her healthy. Well, what we do know is that man, Khagan, he's already going to be an old man by the time he begins his rule. While you got your leprous son, while your other son who is just a genius and it could be the proper heir. But still, it's just how it is. So let's not waste any more time and let's get old. And a few other things. Visions of the Divine. I beckon my patriarch Zenti to join me in a circle of brass orbs and candles arranged on stage throughout the dark room. The incense coin in the air to ward off the bad vapors makes our eyes tear up in a little time. This is how through the corner of our eyes we will spot the acceptable form ranges. He soon takes pause. This feels wrong. These are divine beings, not meant for mortal eyes to see. My intentions are pure, I assure you. Persuaded by my plea. Yeah, you got plenty of money. Only because we just need another one of the good commanders when we have multitude of armies scattered out like that. So maybe I will be a theologian at the end as well. And I am not letting go of that medicine focus. So this is going to be my last year when I'm at my most healthiest. And do not forget, in 8 months, windmills will be discovered, giving us more domain tax, as well as the construction of high medieval era economic buildings, especially in my domain. I don't remember my serene gesture being this girthy. My lady, excuse me, you see, I had a bit too much to eat, and it would seem my stomach does not agree with me, Gunez says with a pained look on her face. Suddenly, Gunez's colorful cold bursts again, uncovering a duck and another one, and another one, and another one, and another one. Oh, what a spectacle, delightful. You know that's my son's wife, right? My lady, the patriarch approached the emergency. A local merchant has a copy of the influential Regula Pastorialis, but refuses to sell it to me. If you make up to the error of his way, I would be in your debt. This book sounds interesting. But don't you want to save the money? It sounds like a you problem. Gotta save the money to start building these New economic building structures, that's for our culture. What's the development of our capital currently? Mortified. She kneels at efforts offer nothing but her oath faithfully serves vassals of Khagan. As Duchess Yada stands, she stumbles awkwardly. The court gasps in unison as she falls, landing on my sprawled cheeks, flushed with embarrassment. Your robes are all that matter to me. May your journey be safe, Swift. I hardly take up anybody's claims. He drank himself to death, is old Boyan of Croatia. I just noticed that. That explains it. Develop the capital again. Spend my last years developing this capital. Here's what I'm going to do. Get it up to the development of 35 and I will stop. I'll stop developing for the time being until we get the urbanization, which will reach the max of existing penalty at 55. 50 days. Try to be known for all. And because of that high development here, the surrounding provinces now take up more of that development and in turn start spreading its way down there slowly but surely. Really. Pay attention to the income we have now. 28.3. We're about to get this in a few days. 29.2 now. But hey, it's a small thing. Does not have a cape. So that explains it. We still have the old mott. We don't have a cape. Said take you 17 months. Every single one of them should have a cape. It's gonna be a standard. Right, in this coming year, that's when the health benefits are expiring now. Forgot to select one. Banking will take 12 years. I think should just go for divine right immediately. I'm in no rush of getting any military related innovations. More concerned about you got your economic buildings in the future. Hopefully I'll get divine right before I pass. And hopefully live a couple more years and then pass high crown authority. Exotic arms. Longer their strange goods. Merchants bring tall tales from distant lands. Unverifiable, full of wonder. A couple of Alexandrian peddlers purport to have brought Hindustani objects, said to come from a faraway court of great ruler, Amir Ibn Miran Sadev of the Indraprastid Garanamiri. Krillus, the leading turret green sergeant. I've seen your flexible skill armor. To part with it, I'll give you this one-of-a-kind spear. Look for another guidance. I'm not entirely familiar with Punjab work. This one seems to be finely made. Well, I ain't using that. But I'll just say, I suppose I could part with it. This spear is lackluster. Obviously. It comes all the way from India. And he disappeared without a trace, so there he goes. Oh my goodness. Day drinking. It's my executioner. The drunken antics of my courtier Sergia has been the subject of court gossip before, but Lady Sheens has been taking them to a whole new level. Getting drunk by mid-morning, passing out in the castle courtyard, stumbling to the tavern in the afternoon, and waking up in the stables of a hangover the next day. Sergia's degenerate behavior is an embarrassment to all those who reside in Visegrad. You're gout-ridden. Just to help you out a bit, a stern talking to will set her straight. Stop being drunk. Save up to 500 gold, and then I will hold court. Please remember, we'll go to war again in 2 years, in 1125, so we can get one more big claim, Tyrol. Stump upon my vest do come, Azarel. Crouching beside my dog, Grey. Biggest is scratching his stomach. This dog here is quite a charmer, lady. He's a good boy, isn't he? Sort of, depending on who you ask. The health benefits have expired, so... No, not yet. But soon, it will. Walking dog is set to expire in a few months. So is it Vigor. Okay, this coming July. We gotta watch out for these differences. Keep that well in mind. "84 years old. Small hill fort's finished. That's from Croatia. Alright, 2nd of July, and then here it comes. Gone. Now my health is poor. About to lose the walking dog health benefit in a month as well. So it looks to be 85. No, 86. This seems to be the ideal age to pass on. I was bored at home with nothing to do one day. Story of my life at this age. So I decided to take a walk around when I overheard some muffled sounds coming from a room. I snuck over and opened the door slightly and peeked inside. One of my maids and one of my manservants were making love in the throes of passion, oblivious to the world around them. Though young, they should know better. Forget it. It is none of my business. Let's just reduce stress slightly. You know how I can be when it comes to gaining stress. Keep an eye. Health is poor. Just only have dog lovers, which is just a permanent thing. Call the court. Hold the court. Indirect espionage. My guest, Hazgia, or Haziga, approached my throne with a smirk on her face and bows deeply. Greetings, Your Majesty. During my recent trip to the Sheikhdom of Famagusta, that's in Cyprus, I learned some fascinating tidbits about several of Sheikh Diokinsto's subjects. I'll be happy to share these with you for a price. This is what I mean by saving my money, because I may have to spend it for such as these. Begone, rumormonger. My court has no place for the likes of you. It's for the grandeur. A feast under your name. Countess Savtilek of Khagan approaches me with a straighter posture than the usual and visibly eager about what she has to say. My liege, the people in your realm need the occasional joyous gathering where they can forget their stresses. I would gladly finance the feast, even if held under your name, for it is good for the Kunza call. Though I would duly expect a favor in recompense. Perhaps we can arrange something more agreeable. Feast in her name. Agrees to egg on the request of a favor. Empty granaries. Before me stands Countess Svetlana of Trinchin, her head on low. My lady, Trinchin has been hard by a recent enemy occupation. The people are starving, our fields are not recovering, and our livestock is not enough to survive anymore. We beg you to intervene and save your devoted subjects with your great magnanimity. She bows deeply and falls silent. Well, knowing myself that I am a generous person. Again, that's for their medal over there. Send my old daughter and Shilman in its seneschal. I know just the right person for the job. So, she'll be the official inspector to supervise the recovery of the county. She will be an official inspector for 10 years. So, there she goes. She's in Trinchin, even though I could just invite her back over here, even though that makes little to no difference. What the only thing she got is just stewardship. So get back over here. You're supposed to serve as a shield maiden. Now I'm gonna put you in that old position back. Here. And there's another thing I forgot to do. But you probably want to drop that plan. Like to learn the Armenian language. I just needed something to do, alright? Pass the time with. I could feel in my very bones. Death will come for me soon, like an old friend. He is patiently waiting to receive me. I will be dead within a year. Well, it looks like 86 it is. Remember, June 24th. June 24th, okay? Got something special planned. And plus, that means we will not be getting Tyrol. And we will not be getting Achaia. Or whatever that we may inherit, we're getting this. And my son will begin his rule at the age of 46. And it seems that you have impregnated her again. feel bad about your son, though. Again, very much willing to invest more of Crete. Not so intelligent. Khagan. So why not build a keep here? It'll be done during the beginning of my son's rule. That's going to be the last big thing that I'll spend. Crete is to be a fortified island in case we have an attack on Crete. In which, if there was to be a war for it, be it against Byzantium or against Egypt. It's just we gotta make this island very fortified. So that way it'll make Crete unconquerable. And especially one day, would love to build a leisure palace. Stress loss would be great. Make it look like it's a place to go on vacation with. Emperor Avedis, one who I'm starting to emulate to my endeavor to learn Armenian before I die, has started sending correspondence to me as of late. Gotten several letters where he lauds my efforts to learn his language. Call him both respectable and admirable. Feels good to get recognition for my hard work. Bah, I do not need validation from anyone but myself. I'm gonna die anyway. Opinion matters little. The keep has been constructed. Needs more money for garden and vegetable plantations here. Actually, that's farm estates is what you're trying to build here. And then it can go up to 100-acre fields. And you keep going up to freeholds. And then into windmills. Oh yeah. Now I know what the future of it's going to be like. Definitely increasing the economy here locally and taxation, which means we can afford more. And since my son and heir is not a generous person, that means he can definitely afford to enlarge the men-at-arms regiments. Whereas for me, I only did this because of me being generous, and we felt more reliant on our knights to do their best. Now do not forget that my son is the best of the best. But his rule may not be long as I, but it'll have to do. And get yourself a dog, will you? He speaks Greek, Serbo-Croatian, and Dacian Vulgar in addition to his native language. Because these are, as I said, these three foreign languages are the most important languages you must learn in order to be a proper ruler. I never had time for such things, because I was always out on the front line in my younger years. So just pet your dog. And also go ride on my horse. And I like to listen to wild songbirds just one more time. It's gonna cost me money. I actually noticed that just now. Relaxation songbirds. Today, accompanied by a few guards, I went to a quiet, open clearing in the country where songbirds are known to congregate. I sit down and relax. I see several such birds perched nearby. A smile appears on my face as I hear them tweet and sing their little songs. So beautiful, isn't it? He'll get everything. Just want to clarify that. Now, my final birthday, June 24th. I have an announcement to make on my 86th birthday. Now listen, I am considered the greatest ruler to have ever lived in the history of this dynasty and of this country. But, you know, someone says that nobody's perfect. I'm gonna make a confession. Few things bring such release and freedom by confession. My voice and my secrets, my faults I can calm my mind. I have something to say on this day. I have gathered a court today, and I have something to confess. I am the one behind Telek's murder. The shock murmur spreading throughout the room does nothing but hamper my relief. I feel so much lighter. Yes, I'm a murderer. Yes, I brought forth undeniable evidence that I, indeed, murdered Telek. Long ago on the year of 1073. I had my reasons. Yes, I would lose piety, but I did not lose my love of devotion. So, as I said, yes, I'm a murderer. I confessed. And I'm sure some people are wondering, it's like, well, why do you tell us this? Just why? And until, well, you know what's going to happen next. Simply for the sake of it, work off some stress. This is not enough, I think to myself, as I put down the training sword. I'm practicing non-stop, but I'm not the one getting tired. I need a tougher challenge. Something bigger, or perhaps heavier. Something to tire me out. The Knight Avars chest will have to do. Just some good old exercise. Overestimating my own strength. I was wounded briefly, then I just got recovered from wounded. But it does matter not, because I know. And there's a reason why I told you people the truth. Not because of me being generous and all that. It's because I will leave you people. Sooner than you think. We brought this country to a golden age, and now, very soon, I must go. And my son will be the one to take over. And I know what you have against me. Because I admit that I am a murderer and all that, and you're zealous. So, he nails the difference as attendants bring forth his gifts of coin and precious objects. The oath is taken, and scribes record his pledges to serve the Kunzako Khagan. Though the Duke clearly practiced the Greek vows, he mispronounced several sections, humorously changing their meaning, and made my courtiers started into this. I could go for a one final screw you, but I'll just say good effort for that. It's not easy language. There's no reason to hold any more grudges or make fun of anyone. But it's time for me to go. I've learned it back in October, and now this is the final month. It's become a habit to walk Gray daily. I'm not sure which of us enjoy the fresh air the most. Gray bounds ahead, looks at me and barks out to say, catch up. And on we walk. But obviously it's not enough to keep me healthy. I accepted my fate. Time to go with God. Yep. Khatun Katiarika, the Kunzakal Khaganate, has found peace in Christ's embrace at 86 years of age. She died of old age. A zealous woman. She fought for the glory of God against the heathens in one of the greatest holy wars in recent history. Yeah, right. And now, Khagan Karan ascends the throne, blessed with awesome knowledge of all things between heaven and earth. Karan's rule is sure to be legendary. Yeah, not so much. 59 years. Look back at the lineage. Starting from Khan Tuznik. 45 years of rule. 19 years for Tima. 43 years for Drong. 34 for Organa. 51 years for Khagan Kut. 6 years for Mala. But now, at Yarika, longest reigning ever. So from the 11th of January of 1066 to the 4th of October of 1124. And now it's Khagan Karan's turn. My wife and court jester. She's still the jester. And do you see what's odd about me? I'm wearing Byzantine clothing, but this crown is Eurasian steppe design. But hey, it's a mixture. And what do we know about him? He is a strategist. And he wants to be gallant as well, just like his mother. Yeah, why not? He's got what it takes. And he's got all these artifacts. As well as all the court artifacts out there. Don't I have a martial book somewhere? Let me see. This is for stewardship. Ah, here it is. 1 second. What's that book on display? I have a book about books. That's for monthly learning lifestyle. Give me this. That over there is sturdy golden legend. Spots I don't already have that on display. If not, then we'll put it here. Well, I would have said displayed on the side. Yes. Okay, what are we missing? Almost stressed though. Probably stressed big time due to the passing of Mother. There is no hope in this boy. My leprous son. Could have done it all. And now you got the one who's just a genius. And this one not as smart but still robust. Okay. Seems that Labatam will be the likely heir. The question is, what did vassals think of me? Obviously, they resent me for a myriad of reasons. And me being a bleeder doesn't help either. Who wants to be on the council? Based on your skills. Oh, you'll be much better as a Martial. You get yours. Now for Steward, who wants to be in? Yoda. And Chancellor, who wants to be not you? Then I can help drop dead soon. Someone more skilled to get for domestic affairs, so we can have the vassals respect us a little more. I need your cooperation, every single one of you. And help me with the manage the domain. I've killed a man in combat in the past. And I know enough languages just to get by. And one thing that I do know is that we should learn the Armenian language. Language of the Empire. Just for starters. You know, I'm a bit tired stressed. So again, I'm a blade master. I'm a strategist. A Reaver, Crusader. Well, I may be a bleeder, but that ain't gonna stop me. Anything else missing? Ah, yes, adopt a puppy. Nothing is complete without a dog, so my servants bring me a newborn puppy, fresh from the renowned Kunzakal kennels established by my mother, who has just passed today. Figure out from the blanket, sniffs a tiny nose, curious about the sense of its new home. You shall serve me well, little one. I want to educate him myself. Teach him the ways. Don't really care much about my leprous son. With the passing of my mother, Khatun, Khatyarika, the responsibility to lead the vast Khaganate now falls upon my shoulders. I stand before my vassal, adjust my new crown, and smile coldly. All the things that I will accomplish. As I pet the dog on her head, she happily wags her tail. What name would suit her? Something historical? Something alluding to a white fur? It is important to question. As the dog rolls over to let me pet her stomach, I find myself distracted. Wait, no, I will name her Snow. What a great name. Again, it's a wonder how the only parts of the domain I have is parts of the Avarian homeland. And also one bit in Bosnia, which is just used as its base. And of course, Crete, which we're turning into a fortress island. Rename on next one. Okay. Murder holes and priest holes. It's between a woman named Khatyarika and I. I'm an individual who looks as if she spent her life skulking underground and lurking in the corner of my throne. I've heard tell you might want a secret passage installed. I could craft any impure corridor to your twisted heart desires. Well, I am a relatively new ruler, and my intrigue isn't at its best now, because I am just... Five years? 5 years. I would rather discover, which will give me a chance of a rest, so... A series of spying holes where my courtiers gather, please. Don't hold court yet. Need to start raising some funds. And be careful. There are those that may be against you. Oh, it's going to take 6 years to get there. Because I'm fascinated by it and the exposure of it. Pet your dog immediately just to lose some stress. Thank you, my friend. It's not developing much. After 2 years' time, I will put a stop to it. I'll put a stop to development and focus on converting the cultures to ours, such as this one that's still held out, like an Estergom. The lure of poetry. Ah, spiced wine by the lake, by Huzik of Talbazm. Truly a great collection of Armenian poetry. Time of men. The mightiest men must leave this earth. Their deeds, their acts, their swollen worth when their final hour is nears. Hope shall they their name bring cheers. Perhaps I should try my hand at poetry too. I think I will try. I can't rhyme to save my life. That'll help. Let me guess, Courtier's scorn. Yep. Come on. Get over yourself. What? Demand artifact. The Horned God. No! Never part with that. Even though that thing is for learning lifestyle. And I know you've been in a lot of stress today, but that's what the sweet wall is for. Sure. You still got plenty of great fighters, but there are those that would wish to join. Somebody wants to kill my niece. She's an adulterer, as we all well know. I got no hopes for you. My court tutor, Chopin, has been aiding me all day and night in my efforts to learn Armenian. His dedication to the art of teaching is inspirational. There's not a day where I'm not brought an Armenian letter to read. A learned Armenian man to converse with, or extraordinary mnemonic rhyme. Truly I would not be this far along Chopin's help. He's doing this job well. My goodness, that's a lot of gold. Definitely going to need that because, well, a couple of reasons. One is the Liberty faction, and two, there's a lot of people out there that needs to be punished. But in actuality, we're only using this just to, increase the size of our men-at-arms regiments. I mean, that's what's needed. And of course, among other things, with the levies that we have around here. And some of them are a bit unruly and uncooperative. No need for that. There is one way. Perhaps we should hold court then. Maybe there's a possibility of events where we gotta appeal to these unruly vassals who are members of the faction. You may never know. Anything could happen. Come on in. The Byzantine frontier. Count Alexandru stands before me, his face grave with concern. My lord, the threat of the Byzantine Empire weighs heavily on my mind. Emperor Avars looms across the border, he points, only from days from the gates of Burgas and House Diosani's house. You must help fortify my lands. Burgas and soldiers and fortifications are all that stand between Kunzakal and ruin. Are you a member of the faction? Because I got my eye on you. Have a check. No. In fact, he's terrified of me. We're all burdened by the risks of war. It's just a little desperate thing just to please the vassals. Exhibiting Khagan Karan's collection. My courtier, Agatha, approaches me with a spring in her step. My liege, Agatha says, full of excitement, I have a great idea that could bring you either money or fame. You have amassed quite a collection of artifacts, my lord, so why not put them on display? You could charge for viewing your collection, or for free that more people would view it. She clears the door before continuing. People do have a tendency to want things they see, so the downside might be more people want to try to claim your artifacts. Gotta get the suckers in, so I want people to pay witness but a glimpse of my glory. Empty coffers. My lord begins. My vassal Duke Goraz. Are you a member of the faction? Can't be. He's intimidated. Not to mention gout-ridden. He's always looking very contrite. The last period went really tough in my domain. Extra expenses were required on every front, and my coffers are sadly empty. It pains me too. I resolve to appeal to your ministers for helping me pay my debts. I will not forget the generosity in my time of need. Debt means bad administration. Chilean, help! I doubt that'll work. Pleasing the vassals slightly. If one more faction joins the independents, we are in trouble. Not too worried about liberty, unless we can definitely put him down. But look at me and the prowess. I am without equal. I doubt there is anyone in the world who is a better fighter than me. Greatest fighter in the world, and the second greatest is in prison. A giant berserker who is a legendary blade master and brave, and from where his court comes from. So that. It's from Ireland. Wait a minute. Oh no, not much of Ireland. That can't be right. It's all a statue up there. And somehow there is Jewish presence in Ireland. I don't know, Norse. Yipe. Perhaps we should hold a feast as another desperate plea. Now they are allowed to send ultimatums. How much is a feast? You know what, it'll have to do. And also subsequently increase the size of men-at-arms. Just only the infantry. Up to the max, both of you. It's just more infantry. Cavalry size remains the same. And sooner or later we're going to start building these economic buildings that will do very, very good for the realm. 16 months. I barely managed to sit down in my seat when I hear the howl emanating from Mayor Akils. It seems that he and Mayor Kuba have really gotten into it. Akils was receiving a proper manhandling from Kuba. But too late I realized that Martial danced boots way straight to the Khaganate of our chest. I mustered my guards separated in two, hissing and clawing each other. A duel presented in front of me while all throwing the blame on one another for starting the fight. Why'd you let him provoke you, man? Yes. Quit beating up my chest. Feast is underway, and our guests are eating and drinking merrily. Countess Karadzic approaches Gunez and me at the great table. This is a marvelous feast. All comes from the host. Yeah, I've done a great job, haven't I? Trying to make me feel grand. And went away. Thanks to decreasing the men-at-arms size. If all my guests leave my castle with the entire contents of my vast pantry in their bellies, I'm proud to say that the feast was a success. I have my wife Gunez to watch her success. I feel nothing but gratitude for us. That's a few guests off. Yeah, that's right. After lots of hard work, I finally learned the Armenian language. Endless hours practicing accentation, sleepless nights mimicking inflection, countless hours mastering intonation. It was all worth in the end. During my efforts, I'd looked to emulate Deborah about his accent, and I'm sure he would be impressed with my results. And of course, Armenian peasants now respect me a great deal more. Perhaps I should try to send a letter to in Armenian. My Armenian letter comes across as dishonest mockery. It seems I have insulted him. But we're not rivals, right? It's just a misunderstanding. That's all. What the heck are you talking about? Now all you need to learn is the Czech Slovene language, the local language, which also has a sizable population. Even some of our descendants of that dynasty of ours speaks their language as well. Like that. Thank you very much. As I stated before, don't you start nothing. Don't start a rivalry war between us if we ever get mad at each other for whatever reason. He bled to death. My brother, who was disinherited by my mother, figured. So it was you. Throw him in jail. And hopefully we get a new, better mayor. Do not forget about Crete, the island fortress. Now we have some night effectiveness. My vassal Duke, Odolshok, approaches me, raises his eyes, a dog in hand, dragged along by the scruff of his neck. As he reaches me, it seems I say it's my dear Snowzone. I found this beast among my things. What was it? Cheered the bitch was covered in excrement. It's just a dog. I can't compensate you. 300 gold. Like, what do you have? It a very expensive couch or something? Mismanaged population. You stupid idiot. You screw it. Don't you know what this means to my reputation? There's gonna be a peasant revolt. Somebody wants to fabricate a hook on him. When are you turning 6? Oh, coming up. Well, one's going to be out for diplomacy, the other's for learning. And wants to go for a diplomacy education. Have we ever had a diplomatic ruler before in the history of here? Let me see. I could have sworn that we had one. Let me see. Tuznik. Yeah, we did have one. Tima and Drong too. 2 stewardship rulers. One was into learning. That one was all about intrigue, but didn't really get much into it. I think it's about time that we should raise the future heir, Laberton. Not him. Because him being a bleeder is just, and him being leper, it's eventually going to kill him one day. And plus being less than fertile. So I might have to disinherit him because of those health reasons. He can have the, he can have this land up there. We'll be switching to, race our culture and all that. 14 years. That is enough. Get rid of that old Avar culture. But it'll take you 12 years? No, I need someone talented. I don't care what the other man thinks. You poor sod. Instead, I want you to convert to Catholicism. And tell your children that. Way of the sword. Endless clash of metal on metal, the chafing of armor, the sting of sweat is a downside as familiar as it is exhausting. That my sword, attack, dodge, defend, and repeat. Maybe it'll do me good to practice my skills of another weapon. This is a very good weapon, you know. Let's end him on a tie. Hand me another weapon. Show him how it's done. Wants to forge a magnificent weapon. Do you now? Very competent in her craft. Based on martial and prowess. I don't know, but it's cost 50, so let's give it a go ahead. What's your preferred way to finding with a weapon? What is something forged that would suit you best? Well, I trust your judgment. She's gonna be making a sword. Why the hell not? My beneficiary, Adrian, approached me with thought succession. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? You must have read my irritation at such a personal request from my face. Because she continues, I mean, is there anyone you wish to dedicate your commission artifact to? It is turning out well, but a meaningful inscription make it feel personal. Only the Lord guides me. Just make it sound like I'm a bit zealous. Think, 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 think. Actually, don't think, because you're about to convert the province. I'm out walking with snow when I suddenly see my vassal mayor Istbul. I approach a beautiful white dog. The white of us can react snow and the other dog take off. 2 white dogs. She and I have found the 2 dogs after a while in the middle of a playful fight. It's good to see Nosewise having such fun. You named your dog Nosewise? Convert. Gotta get rid of the old orthodox element that's still lingering with us in the heartland. It's almost like it's an eyesore. $34 monthly income thanks to paid artifact expedition and a few other things. But we could still improve it. Right, it's all levies and stuff. But this one for economic growth. All the way to windmills. Because we never had a chance to improve it during the early medieval era. So this is just for starters, for farm estates. Love to have that. Still stuck on that. That's the reason why we're getting rid of the old Avar culture. Never back down. There'll be no revolt. My lord, look at all that metal. Never seen such fine quality before. My beneficiary, Adrienne, breaks away from our market procession to cost the merchant selling the covered item. The static over fine. With this project, my project will reach new heights. I could create something truly marvelous. Please, my kind, bestow this gift on me. Of course, but surely we can get a fair price. Not convinced, so had to spend it. Crud. I was getting ready to invest it on the keep here. Damn it! Didn't catch that bug. Come on in. Pay me money. Rest for the weary. Sweaty, tired, in need of food. A long day of training with the troops is coming to an end. As we search for a place to camp, we spot an old abandoned castle in the distance. Smilingly coldly, I declare, that is where we'll make our camp tonight. The sun is setting, but with every step toward ruin, it looks more ominous. Before long, the soldiers are whispering about ghosts. Let us venture inside. I'm sure there's treasure to be found. I need money. Who knows what we'll find inside. But as I was, at the same time, like as soon as we enter the castle, again, it's a totally separate event. It's not connected to this, but one can assume, right? I suddenly remembered I had an embarrassing memory from the past. When I think what I did, my heart tightens and I can't help but shudder at my foolish actions or thoughts. Why did I even do that back then? And more importantly, why does my brain remind me about these things? Why is it evading my thoughts? As soon as I got over it quickly, darkness, dampness, and desolation reigned inside the castle, and all traces of life gone. Peering up the decaying stairs, I spot what might be the remnants of lush tapestries and old paintings. Looking down the spiraling steps, I see only darkness reaching down to the ground underneath the castle. Excuse me. Thank you, goodness. We search the upper floors. We find a great treasure. Good. Spend it! Fortifying the Heartland. Yes, it's her again. My wife is just being hilarious. Yep, the fortified Cretan island. My lord, my beneficiary Adrienne approached me with a wide grin, sweat dripping down her forehead, and soot smeared across her face. I've toiled over the forge many days, nights, but finally my work is done. She presents me with a object wrapped in cloth, and I unveil what is hidden as my eyes grow wide. A folded iron sword, masterful craftsmanship. The hilt is adorned with intricate electrum filigree. The blade is etched to display a relief of a detailed heart. Is this better than my sword? Let me see. Compare and contrast. Prowess 8, Knight effectiveness plus 8, student effectiveness. Advantage in step. No, kinda short, but it does not have the Knight effectiveness, which is pretty dang near important to me. But this is nearly just as good. This is a very good crown, and I'm gonna need to save that money. Well, I am sadistic, so I can execute one of them. So what's the difference? Oh, a little more control, I see, for public execution. A public execution was held in a spectacle for this crowd. There's some unruly people in this country, so might as well. Also, hold on, what? Try that again. I mean, I'm not going to do it again, because both of them's act tyranny. Oh, this one's an evil. Okay, here's the difference. I gain the stress because I'm just, but I lose 35 stress because I'm sadistic. You already held a public execution. So what difference does that make? It makes very little difference. Being cruel but fair isn't the best option, apparently. But it'll surely increase the dread. Wrath of the old gods. Disaster! A lightning raid by Grandmaster Christopher of the Jones Vikings on Kania threatens to set half the country ablaze. Fundamentalist Austrians, these parts consider Christianity to be a threat to their way of life. More than merely gathering plunder. There was slaughtering priests, burning churches, and screaming bloody murder about their false gods. There's no time to raise an army. I can strike with whatever force I have to hand, or I can grit my teeth till they leave. I told you that's why we have to fortify this island. Huh? Leaving it to burn? That's a sadistic thing to do. No! Grab whoever we have. 2 arms. So, martial challenge against the Grand Master, who is a member of the Order of Poets. He's a devotee of Thor. There's that holy site there. He's a fairly old man, who is the Grand Master of the Jones Vikings, which, how long have they been around? Since 1913, no, 913. Grab where we're at, 2 arms. Parts are cut off and destroyed. They'll be back to normal in 5 months' time. A renowned traveler named Kubar Gumna is settling down in Visegrad after many years of entry. Currently, he is serving the community as an important leader in one of the major towns. Today he's visiting my court, and based on our discussion so far, it appears he retains a lot of knowledge about the various lands he traveled in, and hopes to use it to assist his town in growing development. Why don't you come to work for me instead? I got a wait cook on him. So for 18 years. Nobody owns the horned god but me. But please save your money. Save that crown of yours. The lines about legacy. A lament for the Khagan. The mightiest men must leave this earth. Their deeds, their acts are swollen worth. When their final hour nears, their name lives on and lips appears. Like I said, it's truly heartfelt of you. Still feeling fine, still living healthy. That damn bug still can't catch it! Give it a try. Good. About to have another child, hope for a daughter. I'm out riding with my dog Snow beside me when she suddenly runs over the farms. My red tin ensures she will come back, but what if she doesn't? Hail, Snow! I said hail, wait for me! I find Snow, after a few minutes searching happening, wagging her tail, pretending like nothing is wrong. She's conscious something in her mouth. Should gently place before me, see a couple of golden coins. Masterful juggling is my wife. And yet she's pregnant. Oh, how the days drag on. The same old motion repeated over and over again. Come to my grand hall, my liege. You must see this. The servant suddenly exclaims. As I arrive, I see my gesture. My wife. In the middle of a room. Vastly gleefully juggling a clearly used loincloth. My grandmother Argo's portrait. A bottle of invigorating herbal infusions. A chicken and an apple. All the servants are staring on. So am I. And she's pregnant to boot. If I was sadistic, I would do that. You shouldn't do that to your wife. It's not right. Now that's something you don't see every day. That's what I'm going to say about it. As stated, but the child is not meant to be. She's no longer pregnant. So, makes you wonder. Anyways, so these manor houses, I'm definitely investing the heck out of that. But I wish I was an Avars' ruler, but no, I'm a military man at heart. And if we want to ensure stability in this Khaganate, that's why I'm raising Labatam to be the man with diplomacy. And hopefully you'll get a good education with it. If not, then there's going to be hell to pay. In fact, I should probably just switch it to learning for the obvious things. Alright, Derek, Monogamy. Yeah, all that. The usual stuff. But I'm not going to go all the way for Scholar. Household Guard. Wait for October, then we'll switch to Scholarship. So close yet so far. Evening falls, and the temperature is rather chilly for an August night. I go to my room, home's hearth to keep myself warm and edge close to the fire. On second thought, I'm standing too close to the fire and getting too hot, so I take a few steps back. As soon as I do so, it seems I'm too far from the fire, and I could feel the chill. I kept moving back and forth trying to find the right distance between myself and a fire. But it's either too hot or too cold. I'll stand further away. It's not that chilly tonight anyways. It's in the middle of August. Ah, yes. My leprous son. It was going to be one with intrigue. Somebody who knows intrigue. Who's an expert? Mala. Give him that education. But, son, you've been disinherited, and knowing leprosy can't be cured. And I would hate it to do. Just choice is up to you, son. What do you want to do? Just got a treatment. Okay. I trust your judgment. That means, for the time being, to the court, before I ask you, what do you want? Where is it? Sturdy golden legend. Put that back. And, where's this other thing? That's not it. I knew there's something like that. We'll spring of... No, that's intrigue. What's that other book? I have our book about books. Ah, here it is. Put it here. Now, what is it? My poet. Ah, yes. Andrei Fedorovich, the Isatro-Russian berserker and poet. My poet, as he always does as soon as I'm enraged, starts to declaim at me. Oh, you precious rose, it must be a hardship to live a life as born abandoned by the muses. You command armies, but you cannot command a written word. Has mankind ever witnessed a more exquisite tragedy? Allow me to assist you. I could write some speeches for you. Tell me the theme, and I shall apply a vigorous turn of phrase. Well, one words could use a certain form of confusion. Yeah, you got your hook on me, but what are you going to do with that? So now it takes 22 months thanks to the combination of all those things. If you have to play as a character with a learning education. Didn't I have one? In the past? Yeah, it was Tyrridin, whose reign was... Well, I didn't play as him, actually. By technicality. And on we walk. I'll just be healthy for a while. I'll live up to my 60s. It'll give me enough time to raise Lavertam, and he'll get the court-type traits. And among other things. But he will not get this. He's not going to get the benefits of him being a martial prowess. And you did mention you never had a ruler that you played as of learning education. I mean, he's already talented at a lot of things. I mean, he's a genius. He could do whatever. What are you afraid of? Can't be good with martial at all. Now we have divine right. Exposed to guilds, so it'll take 23 years. Just go for hoardings. It'll be 20 years. It'll be reduced because of the scholarship focus that I've put myself on now. I know there isn't much action and there's a thing inside me which is not me. It eats its way through my flesh, feeding through my life force, its strength decreasing while I wither away. I push my hands against the growth under my skin. My fingers aching to tear it out. The thought of it growing makes me want to puke. Yes, unfortunately it is cancer. All I want to know one efficient treatment. Oh gosh. This cancer's killing me. It's a critical penalty. I should have taken a medicine focus for this. But I'm a bleeder and I have cancer. Yeah, I thought about that before I pass. I must live. It is too late for caution. A risky treatment may have great outcomes, but also lead to worsened symptoms or permanent injuries. You are a renowned physician. Do what you must. Balanced humors. Agatha gave me a job to taste most killer. It made me feel numb and my eyelids started drooping. I apologize, my lord, but you do not want to be awake for the next part. She said, and a panic hit me. I tried to get up from the operating table, but my limbs would not obey. The treatment was almost as unpleasant as my symptoms. Yet it seemed to have been effective. While I'm not fully cured, I feel much better. I'll live to see the day. Oh gosh. One thing's for certain. I still have cancer. I am one-legged. They took my leg. But I'm still poor. But hurts like hell, but I'm still alive. And you know I'm a bleeder too, you know, so you better stop this wound. We're gonna pass the High Crown Authority. Here's the difference. The current law, rulers can change and vote between partition succession laws. Titles can be revoked, vassals can be retracted. Clan government vassals provide 5%, at least 5% of levies and 2% of income. Now under, High Crown Authority, direct vassal payment go down more, while they provide more contribution of vassals and taxes to us. Rulers can change all available succession laws. Vassals cannot wage war against other vassals unless they use a hook on their liege. Vassal titles cannot be inherited by characters outside of them. All vassals who refuse title revocation or vassal checks are considered criminals. Clan government vassals will provide 15% of their levies and 5% of their income. That was just born out of desperation. And one day, there will be absolute crown authority. But it still says that I'm dying. Just help me get rid of the wound. If you don't get rid of that wound, well, we feel that bad things can only come to this Khaganate. A crisis will begin. It's going to be bad things. And he doesn't have what it takes. There's going to be succession crisis. There's going to be chaos. It's going to be everything. Muslims invading Crete. Who knows? I'd love to pet my dog to calm myself down, but I can't! He has the prestige. He has what it takes. He'll be turning 10 this year. Gonna be dying. Because I'm a bleeder and I can't stop bleeding. The Alpha's all that matters to me. With certainty. I took Labertam out playing with a bow, and to my surprise he ran into a wounded doe. He had not hesitated in the slightest to bring it down. Ambitious sounds good, but beware of the stress game. Greatness awaits you, Labertam. You could be the one to stabilize this Khaganate for us whenever my time comes. Oh, Sabin, my leprous son. You never get to have children, but you may be still of some use to us. No, why would I think of that? As in, it's like, you know what? As I'm gonna die soon, we should move our capital to Crete, in case a revolt does break out. And then the enemies would try to come to this island and we would hold off everything. That sounds like an idea. Even though it's less developed. Plus the economy it'll provide in a long run. But of course that culture doesn't have minorialism yet. In fact, it's coming soon. 16 months. Alright, more fortune's going to be coming in 2 years. Hills, hills. Other places have mountains. And of course, with minorialism, we'll finally build these leisure palaces for further stress loss. Especially with my ambitious son. knowing he's going to be doing a lot of things that are rather stressful for him. What do I have to do? You know what, just in case. We're going to be moving to Crete for a while to get away, knowing there's going to be a crisis coming soon. Khagan will still be the Khan of Glacier Vornia, and he gets everything. Look, I accept the fact that I'm dying. It may not look like it now, but it's going to happen. Because of we're in Crete rather than our old capital, the court looks different. Obviously of totally different design. But let's hold court in our new home of Crete, which is just temporary residence for now. Shadow Knight. The woman who approaches my throne is clearly a commoner. She begins to speak. I represent the local community in Hiroshima. In the last few months, our cemeteries have been plagued with disappearance of bodies. All been dug up and left no trace. At first, we feared wild animals, or obscure powers of work. But then your own court physician, Agatha, was caught red-handed hauling the dead away from her experiments. Good God! The amount of stress, because I am sadistic, and I am just. Fresh, living bodies are making better test subjects. Shut your mouth. The merging of cultural identities. The air is thick with anticipation as my vassal man. Chat? Oh, it's just me. My lord, I've come with grave news. But a solution to fix this problem. It's become increasingly clear that the Vlaches and the Greco-Roman Avars are becoming more, perhaps even too similar. It's paramount that we show them that it's us who are at the forefront of innovation. There's no need for us to exercise superiority over other cultures. And now I call the war. All magnificent Khagan Karan, I have God. I traveled far to ask for your aid in righting a great injustice. No woman in front of me bows deep before continuing well-rehearsed plea. Duke Zoltamar of Carinthia currently sits on the throne of Carinthia, where I'm the rightful rightful ruler of these lands. If you aim me press my claim, I shall swear fealty to you and serve you loyally till the end of my days. I could start that war, but I'll just say, I cannot help you, but please enjoy my hospitality. What a place is this, huh? Again, when am I gonna die? It doesn't say you're dying yet, but the older you get, the lower your health is gonna be. But it's a massive health boost, so. And plus, we'll be building these leisure palaces here, which I am happy to oversee the construction of thereof. Hound pens for a while here. Just save it. Minoritism is coming to the Cretan culture in a couple of months. The new patriarch. Oh, very well learned. And 30 years old. Young. He's a Klingenberger. Diverged from Franconian a long time ago. I've been studying ancient religious texts and writers scholars seem to agree that the world will end in 6,000 years after its creation. By my calculations, we're less than a century away. However, my patriarch, Thankov, urged me to keep it to myself. Leave it to clergy and avoid panic. What if your calculations are wrong? I should consult more with priests. Well, first get this, so this is for the sake of my son. So he could get a better education. Slow down. encourage development. Yeah, we should develop Crete, now that I think about it, but... as much as I would love it. But the wound is gone now, so that's why... Your health is still poor, but not yet to the point that you will die of cancer. But again, we fled to Crete. We left the Avarian homeland. It's a very unusual move from what we just did. But that's just in case where when my son is at and comes to an age, hopefully his diplomacy education will be very good. Again, one was a level 2. 2 is unique. Baga Longo, so let's have that. Wants to forge a brooch. Very competent in her craft. Stewardship, prowess, and diplomacy. Alright. Go ahead. I should live long enough to see it that'll do. The first ever shield maiden drank herself to death. Do not forget about the homeland. Serbian claim. Oh, no, neighbor. Lost papacy for Serbian claim for Calabria. Don't forget about it, because you still got to invest in all of this. Farm estates, 100-acre fields, freeholds, and eventually windmills. The development of the capital will go up. While we're trying to spread the culture in Estagon, and then have as to go pet your dog. I ain't converting the local culture. That's one. Keep going. Now it's going to be 100-acre fields. The brooch is what you're making. I would say in the memory of the first shield maiden. Memory of Chile. From all my evenings watching stars, I've seen with my own eyes and what I've only heard of before. The stars move at different speeds, reverse their course at different times, with seemingly large groups depending on which celestial spirit they belong to. Indeed, with the right calculations, one could even predict their movement. My patriarch does not approve, of course. Leave the skies be. The celestial one was for the clergy to know. I must find my answer in the heavens. Damn my putrid genes. That's all I gotta say. Alright, she presents me with an object wrapped in cloth. As I lift the fabric, my eyes grew wide. An open air brooch of excellent craftsmanship. It consists of a sapphire Khagan that's framed by a gold ring stamped on its rings. Ooh. A tiny but elegant description runs on the side, dedicating in loving memory of Chile, my half-sister. Alrighty. Oh my goodness! The crown! Repair everything. I got scared. Fix everything. These recipes don't expire. You just know what they are. Good. Convert that to here. She'll join me on the council meeting. I'm sorry, Khagan. I'll satisfy my smile. I have to disagree with what you just... On second, I think it's a great idea. All set. You know, one would think that I would rather have tax office if you want more money, but no. My son's going to be ambitious, and stress is going to be an issue later in life. To remedy this, while staying in one lavishly luxuriant castle is fine, having a few more to choose between never hurts. So we'll build a chateau here. When the burdens of responsibility becomes too much, or an angry mob pests storm the gates, there's no place like the rural faraway chateau for some impromptu relaxation. Hostile scheme and personal scheme, success chance go up as well. Especially the control around here. It'll take it 5 years, which I would be gone by then. If only did have sense of lowly thief, I've asked my son and heir what he thought. He claimed he learned less about not reaching for more one animal. Oh, really? Overreaching can be terribly dangerous. You should be temperate, just like me. It's a virtue, you know. And good for stewardship, which is a must. Simple earthworks. Yeah, we are building Crete. As much as we'd like to spread that culture more. Unfortunate flower. While taking a walk outside, I found a very beautiful flower. However, I went over to take a closer look at it, potentially to pick it up and keep it. I misstepped and accidentally stomped on it. Oh well, it can't be helped. I need to kill somebody. No, that's because you just, but then you still lose a tiny bit of stress. It doesn't matter. You got money? No. Another reason why I must live. It's because of the court traits. If he doesn't get it, then he isn't going to be as skilled as all things like I. So it'll take years, so the amount of money you gain, focus it on the homeland. Heartland. Don't you forget it. Every little bit helps. It's a wonder how you become construction intensive these days. What you building? Large city. You're turning a village center to a large city. Alrighty. Khaganate tapestry was destroyed. Distrust of friendship, my guest and my wife. Anxiety knots my stomach as jealousy rears its ugly head. I sigh and glare at the cause of my misery. I know I ought to be thankful that our guest, Ume, appears to get along well with Khatun Kunes of Godzako. But there's something how the two interact that worries me. Their smiles are the kind that lifelong friends or devoted lovers share. They unabashedly act as if they're the only ones in the room, glittering, leaving me out of their conversation. Just what is their relationship? I should do something about it. Yikes. Whatever the relationship might be, I gotta stay out of it. They're just friends. I mean, I knew she was a homosexual, but I was thinking they wouldn't go that far now, would they? Oh, good God. Now that I thought about it, when I pass, and Gunas will still be around for a good couple of more years, that means Labertan, when his rule begins, his mother is going to be a jester. But anyways, although I had a full night's of rest, the quality of sleep must not have been good, because I'm feeling drowsy today. However, I am scheduled to have a meeting with my council in about half an hour, one that I surely cannot miss. No, you gotta take power naps. Don't get this because of reasons. Quick nap, just a few minutes will do me good. Even though cancer's gonna kill me one day. Investment inquiry. With Khatun Gunaz's diligent administration of my household's finances, there's more gold at the end of the season than expected. How should we put it to best use, husband? Doesn't it already have encouraged development around here? Yeah, it doesn't stack. In fact, you're not developing at all. Host a magnificent dinner party to the light ones. So every powerful vassal should be more cooperative. Visions of the divine hiss again. My attention up here, I can assure you that he dismissed my reasons, calling me impious. A daughter. Only him. Sorry, Kel. Not going to be around much, but I'll be open-minded. Although, it does work. Compassionate discord. Moved by my tribulation, Duke Goraz has offered me his counsel and aid in my many occasions, hoping to alleviate the burden of my duties. However, his intentions incur the ire of Duke Taradin. He cannot be trusted. It's merely a ploy to exploit you, my liege. Do I need rivals in my life? Well, since I'm sadistic, we can handle this, aren't we? Then defend the honor of your Khagan. So, 31% chance that I successfully gold the two into fighting each other. And 68% chance that he refuses to get dragged in a fight. But regardless, because I'm sadistic, I just say fight it out. And they didn't. Because I am cruel, but I am fair. And also dying of cancer. Lost a leg. Oh, it's treatment time for you. It's up to you, son. Do you want to live or do you want to die? Is it worth living? Lavertam's been harboring secret affection for Ipkel for some time. But she's disfigured. What makes you attracted to her? You got the hots for her because of her body, her intelligence? What? So, however, his finally confessed his feelings looked harshly. It made him wary of any kind of attraction whatsoever. Oh, I mean, you're chaste, which is a virtue. I think you should go for stubborn, honestly. You should not give up that easily. I never saw him as, in the future to be a virtuous man. I could see him as being ambitious, temperate, and stubborn. That seems contradictory, but yet they call him a fearless planner. Good. Now you gotta promote the culture over in Heves. Which will take you 8 years. Men not need for the lives to part, provided they leave behind them art, hope for only memories, grace, their time of conquest ended in peace. I can see that's truly heartfelt. So says me. As I said, I must live. I'll have to take another treatment of its kind. But again, it'll expire next year. I apparently fell asleep while working hard last night. Perhaps I'm overworking myself too hard. Maybe I should take a break. We'll end this episode soon. I just want to know what my next treatment is. Gotta get a keep out of this too. Metals constructed. Keep it up. Just increase the attack size. It's gonna turn to coops. Wait a minute. Please accept this humble gift. It was a treasured possession of mine. I hope it honors you to serve you as well. It's not demand, it's gift. So, I will become the owner of the lusty Greco-Knight of our maid. A written copy of the raunchy play about some bawdy misventures of that maid as told several acts. Yeah, sure, I'll keep it. Thank you very much. And it's time for treatment. Don't you know? I am dying, and I don't want my last act as being that lusty maid. Look, give it to me. The assistant assured me that her potion put me to sleep. Oh, how wrong she was. I could never speak nor move, but I still wear everything they did to me. I tried to scream and thrash when I was a prisoner in my own body. The treatment was almost unpleasant as my symptoms. It seems to be effective. While I'm not feeling cured, I feel much better. Oh my God! They castrated me! And I'm wounded. You better get rid of that soon. No, I did not become a eunuch. It says that I'm one-eyed. So yes, I am one-legged and I'm one-eyed. And I have cancer still. But please get rid of my wounds before this kills me. Thank you. No longer wounded. Son of a beeswax. This book will never go away. It doesn't deteriorate. It'll be useful for my son. Good effort. Oh, shoot. $16 and this chateau will be finished. So at least now we'll have a second home here. Which I am quite happy about that. Love to develop that island as well. He's going to be 16 this year. In fact, we'll end this episode once he turns 16. Should I switch to medicine focus? Now that I thought about it. And you care about development. You know, switch that to medicine focus. Your health is still poor, but at least it'll live you another year or two. Give it a go ahead. One day I'm gonna beat cancer. Corrupted fishes and Kanaks. It's gained a reputation for being corrupt and morally flawed. Focused more on furthering their own interests than what is good for the community. Whether such assessment is accurate or not, it will reflect fully on administration. We should take steps to curb their accesses. Snails. While out in the wilderness, not far from my home, I encountered a few commoners. They were looking for snails near while they're collecting whatever ones they could find. Their intention was to sell these to whoever was willing to eat them. As they already collected some snails, they were wondering if I was interested in buying some of them. Does it make me healthy? No. Sure, I want to know what's on the menu for dinner now. Though stereotypically associated with France and the modern Anglo-sphere, snails have been a source of food for many parts of the world for centuries. For example, among the Romans, they were viewed as a delicacy, while in Morocco, eating them was seen as having health benefits. I require your assistance. Hundred-acre fields finished. To Visegrad. Continue the improvement. We're... So that's what we're missing. And this is something that we're trying to work on. Well, by working on, that's something that we're currently fascinated of. Need hoardings. So now, continue to improve the defenses here. It's just a dog, man. Calm yourself down. Yeah, I know the episode is 2 hours long now, but it's about to end right now. So, Labertam comes of age. With sufficient tutelage, even a child has displayed natural inclination towards diplomatic influence, such as Labertam can truly understand it. With an excellent grasp of all matters of etiquette, and understanding of all kinds of entertainment, and the eloquence to go with it, you will have little trouble navigating life at court. They grow up so fast. Charismatic negotiator. Very good of you. So, we're going to end this episode in the beginning of January. So we hope you people have enjoyed this episode. It was rather interesting. But one thing's for certain. In the next episode, Khagan Karan isn't going to live any longer than that. Him being a bleeder and cancerous. And now we got a young ruler will begin his rule. As we will stop this episode right here, right now. And of course, we gotta settle a couple of things. And I want to live long enough for him to pick up this court type trait. He needs to get this. He'll have to use his high diplomacy skill and the stewardship just to keep Crete, the diplomacy to keep vassals happy, as well as the military might to defeat whichever malefactor that comes to our realm. But we'll see you in the next episode. But until then, so long for now.